Dorcas had worked really hard to build her career, and she was winning now, but her husband couldn't take the fact that his wife was now becoming way more than he could ever be. Envy took over him. He eventually murdered his wife, and he tried taking his own life too, but he failed. Today, I'll be taking you through the story of Dorcas Didi Lekganyane. May her soul rest in peace. So before we begin, I'd like to emphasize that these stories are shared with utmost respect to the families and the victims. These stories are shared for awareness and education purposes, not just for entertainment. Lastly, please help the channel grow by engaging. Dorcas Didi Lekganyane was 32 years old when the incident happened. She was born in 1992. She was born in Limpopo in a village called Kgamathapo. She grew up there in Limpopo along with her younger sister Lethabo Lekganyane. She grew up a very smart kid and she did very, very well at school. She loved science and maths so much that when she completed her matric, she went to UJ and she did a double major in science, completed her degrees and went further with doing honors and then doing masters. She was doing masters in environmental science, focusing on botany and plant biotechnology. In her master's research, she focused on traditional medicine. She would express how she was very interested and intrigued by traditional medicine, and she tried to investigate it and to get people educated about traditional medicine in South Africa and possibly end the stigmas against the traditional medicine. She was doing very well. Her research was a success. Her career was booming. She even worked for a UK company for about 3 years. Her successful career was a dream to many, and she seemed genuinely happy and she enjoyed her work. Didi would then sometime meet her husband, Cecil Kekana, who was about 15 years older than her. He was a manager at the City of Johannesburg's Department of Water. They had a perfect relationship. In the beginning, it was amazing. They were great. They were a great couple. They were in love. And they went ahead and got married. They went ahead and had their one and only child, their daughter, who was 3 years old when the incident happened. The couple was living their lives to the fullest. They bought a house in Bramley in Johannesburg, which was then their matrimonial new home. They lived there, they were happy. Quick interruption. A lot of you guys watch the videos but you do not subscribe. I promise it costs you nothing to subscribe, but it helps me a lot. It helps grow the channel a lot. So please subscribe. Time went on. It's unclear when Cecil got now intimidated by Didi's work, but her family recalls that she would tell them that the husband feels some type of way because of her status and her success being above him when he is the head of the house. So now the relationship got toxic. The husband started beating Didi up. One time, Cecil beat Didi up and she opened an assault case against him. But a family meeting was called and she was convinced to stay and resolve the matter as the couple. They did, they resolved the matter. They went on with their lives. But the relationship was still toxic. Now Lethabo, her younger sister, recalls that on the 10th of July, she had told her that she will be taking her to Monte Casino for a swinging Las Vegas show. They were very excited. They did shopping that day and they were to go to Monte Casino on the 12th of July. Lethabo recalls how she waited and waited for the call to come through, but her sister never gave her the call that morning. She even went as far as to trying to contact her sister, but the calls weren't going through. She noticed that she had a missed call from her sister's husband from earlier that morning, but she didn't take it to account and she waited on her sister, fairly disappointed about her ditching her. But later on, she would find out the news that changed her life forever.
Say families play such a crucial role in women having to endure abusive relationships for the sake of the family legacy and the sake of the family name, and to keep the kid in a home with a in a two-parent household, to the detriment of the woman at the end. So I think families also need to bring that added support when it comes to women in these toxic relationships where they are being abused, and not perpetuate that. Ladies, please trust your gut. It doesn't get better. You're not going to change him. Walk away. And it starts with someone raising their voice.
That morning of the 12th of July, Dorcas's helper noticed that she and her husband weren't coming downstairs to get on with their day. So she woke up and prepared the child and went about her daily routine. But when she noticed that time has passed and it's been quite a while, she went upstairs and knocked on their door. She knocked, there was no response. Knocked, there was no response. She decided to open the door and check if they maybe left too early. She didn't hear them as she was sleeping downstairs with the child in the nursery room, only for her to open the door and see a horror that she never was prepared for. She found Dorcas lying on the floor with stab wounds and blood all over the room, and the husband lying next to her with a bottle of pills next to him. She quickly called the authorities. Emergency services arrived, but unfortunately, Dorcas was declared dead on the scene. It is suspected that Dorcas and Cecil might have had one of their arguments later that night of the 11th, and Cecil decided to stab Dorcas to death. He stabbed her 6 times. She had stab wounds on her face, her torso, her neck, and back. And then Cecil took a bottle of pills and then he drank the whole bottle to try and overdose himself, but he survived. He was found lying unconsciously with Didi and he was rushed to the hospital. He was resuscitated and he was arrested. He was under police watch in the hospital until he was okay enough to be going to prison. He went to prison and he was to be tried for the murder of his wife. The Lekganyane family is left in deep grief. They lost a very important person in their family. They lost a powerhouse. They lost a future, a legacy. Didi's daughter is supposed to grow up without her parents, without her loving mother. This story caused a stir in the country at large. It was so disturbing and so shocking. This case proves that the person who's supposed to love you and can be the very person who hates you with their guts. May Dorcas's soul rest in peace, and may her family find strength and healing to go on. May her story continue to remind us of compassion and justice and awareness. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you for remembering her. Please help grow the channel by subscribing and liking and engaging in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.